नमस्कार दोस्तों। आज की वीडियो में हम कुछ कंपनीज रिव्यू करेंगे। द स्पेशल थिंग अबाउट दीज कंपनीज इज दैट a few top investors have bought in a lot of stakes in these companies, so there is a lot of ace investor buying that you see in these companies. We'll start with the analysis. The first company is Prataap Snacks. When I was analyzing Prataap Snacks, there were three things which I was expecting from this company, and it was very surprising that those three things, I did not find those three things in this company, right? So I'll discuss each of them one by one. The first thing is the operating profit margin. So I was expecting the operating profit margin of this company to be at least in double digits, because the peer competitors of this company like Bikaji Foods or Mrs. Becton, they have operating profit margins or EBITDA margins in the range of 13%, 15%. तो मैं सोच के चल रहा था कि at least 10% इसके operating profit margin हो गए, पर इस कंपनी के operating profit margin 4%, 5% के है. The reason for lower operating profit margins for this company is that this company concentrates or focuses more on mass products, right? तो ये 5 रुपए के जो पैकेट्स होते हैं चिप्स के और वेफर्स के, या 10 रुपए के जो स्नैक्स के पैकेट्स होते हैं, that is what it pushes very hard. That is what it is targeting. It is the mass market that it is targeting, unlike some of its competitors, right? तो छोटे पैकेट्स is what this company is targeting, 5 rupees, 10 rupees packets. That's why the operating profit margins is in lower single digit. This was one thing. The second thing, I was expecting this company to have an ROE of more than 20%, क्योंकि एक FMCG मॉडल पे ये कंपनीज ऑपरेट करते हैं. स्ट्रॉन्ग डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होता है, करीबन 5,800 डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स है, वेरी वेल पेनिट्रेटेड इन द कंट्री, टियर 2 टियर 3 टाउन्स, रूरल इंडिया में काफ़ी सॉलिड प्रेजेंस है इस कंपनी का, नेगेटिव वर्किंग कैपिटल साइकिल है इस कंपनी का, राइट? FMCG मॉडल पे ऑपरेट करते हैं. बट द ROE ऑफ दिस कंपनी इज अगेन इन सिंगल डिजिट्स, 5-6% का ROE है. एंड देयर आर टू रीजंस फॉर दैट. एक तो मैंने बता दिया कि ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट मार्जिन्स ना सिंगल डिजिट में या लोअर सिंगल डिजिट में, मतलब अगर आप ROE जब कैलकुलेट करते हैं, देयर आर 3 फैक्टर्स दैट हेल्प यू इन कैलकुलेटिंग द ROE. वन इज द प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी, which is like 4%, 5%. Second is asset turns, which is nothing but efficiency. So obviously efficiency is higher because there are so many packets that this company has to manufacture and produce. And the third is financial leverage, कि मतलब कितना डेट है बैलेंस शीट पे. तो बैलेंस शीट पे डेट वेट कुछ नहीं है, तो काफ़ी अपने खुद के कैश फ्लो से अपने बिजनेसेस को फंड कर रही है या फिर अपने ग्रोथ को फंड कर रही है, राइट? That's why the ROE is low. One reason is because the profitability is low, and the second thing is that this company does a lot of mergers and acquisition. तो कहीं ना कहीं बहुत ज़्यादा कंपनीज को acquire करती है, and that's why if you see the P of this company, in spite of poor operating profit margins, poor ROE, the P of this company is 230. And the kind of investors who have invested in this company very recently, Authum Investment, MK Ventures, इन्होंने बहुत recently इस company में stakes लिए हैं. तो the fact that this company reinvests so much in its business by mergers and acquisition, plus the one more important thing is the operating leverage. तो मतलब अभी ये operating profit margin 4%, 5% का है, and it has a very strong distribution network. All it has to do is introduce some new products which have, let's say, an operating profit margin of 6% and 7%. So if that happens, then the profitability of this company will just shoot up, and I'm not very surprised that the P of this company is 230 or above 200. And there are so many investors who are buying this company right, left, and center. So this is one company which I think you should study in deep. The second company is Arisinfra. इस कंपनी को मुकुल महावीर अग्रवाल ने अपने स्टेक्स बढ़ाए हैं जुलाई के महीने में, राइट? Arisinfra, out of the 4 companies that we analyze, इसका P ना सबसे कम है. The P of this company is 16, earnings yield is 12, right? So earnings yield is a very important barometer of valuation, right? Bond yields, 10-year bond yields of India are trading at around 6.7%. Earnings yield is 12%. What I'm trying to say is the valuation of this company is cheaper than, or the yield that you could earn from this company is more than what you could earn from the 10-year bond yields of India. A lot of companies have earnings yield less than the bond yields, 10-year bond yields of India. तो ये एक चीज़ मुझे स्टार्टिंग में ही हाईलाइट करनी थी. The operating profit margin of these companies have expanded from 4% to 8% very recently, and the guidance that this company has given for EBITDA margin is 11%, मतलब 8 से 11%, plus consistently sales growth इस company का 40-45% का है. So the guidance for future sales growth is also 35 to 40%, right? तो ये कंपनी करती है, राइट? बहुत सिंपल भाषा में अगर मुझे समझाना है तो let's assume that there is a real estate developer. Garuda Construction, let's say, is a real estate developer, and Garuda Construction wants steel, cement, plastic to kind of make those buildings, those apartments. So Garuda Construction goes to Arisinfra and it tells कि यार मेरे को ये सब चीजें चाहिए, इस वक्त में चाहिए, can you help me? You are kind of a middleman in this sector. So Arisinfra tells that you don't have to worry. I have a network of vendors in cement, steel, plastic, building materials, everything. You just tell me the date, you just tell me the quantity, the volume. I will deliver everything to your place. You just concentrate on your core work, which is construction of those buildings. तो कहीं ना कहीं एक B2B model पे काम करती है, and it's an intermediate between a huge network of building material players plus clients who need that building material to do the construction. That's why there is a lot of potential that a lot of investors are seeing in this company. इसका सिर्फ एक ही रिस्क दिख रहा है, इसका डेटर डेज बहुत हाई है. तो B2B मॉडल पे कंपनी काम करती है तो थोड़ा डेटर डेज इस कंपनी का हाई. So before going ahead, just one quick announcement. So I've added another level in the membership option. It's called the microcap club. So I'll be taking some interesting ideas from the microcap space and I would be analyzing them in depth, complete financial modeling, data backed complete analysis, and I'll be sharing them on a weekly basis with you guys, so you can explore that option. I've added the link in the description as well as in the comment section. So the next company that we analyze is Shubham Papers. So paper banati hai company, industrial papers banati, the paper that we use for packaging, the brown color boxes that you see, that is what this company manufactures. And it has a very differentiated business model. It's an SME company, so the government supports these kind of companies a lot with a lot of its schemes. It's an SME company and it has a differentiated business model. Why it has a differentiated business model? तो क्या होता है कि थोड़ा conceptually मैं paper industry के बारे में बात करूँगा एक मिनट. If you look at the growth of paper usage in India, it is constant at 7 to 8% for the last 20 years. तो demand side पे paper growth जो हो रहा है, paper का demand जो हो रहा है, it is growing by 7 to 8%. But still, JK paper, Sheshashai paper, West Coast paper, if you look at the profitabilities of these companies, they are very cyclical in nature. तो सब कुछ supply side पे हो रहा है, right? तो paper बनाने के लिए आपको wooden pulp की ज़रूरत होती है, and 45% of the wooden pulp that these companies use is imported from Indonesia, Malaysia, and all these type of countries. तो कहने का अर्थ ये है, the prices of this wooden pulp is not decided by domestic forces, but they're decided by international forces. और अगर डिमांड एंड सप्लाई कंस्ट्रेंट्स जिस तरह होते हैं उसके उस तरह इन कंपनीज की प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी ऊपर और नीचे चलती रहती है, राइट? शुभम पेपर यहाँ पे अलग है. शुभम पेपर बोलता है कि मुझे वुडन पल्प की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. Whatever paper that I will manufacture, I will use रिसाइकलिंग फॉर इट. मतलब 100% रिसाइकल्ड पेपर जो है, इनपुट मटेरियल जो है वो पेपर ही होता है उसके लिए. इट्स नॉट वुडन पल्प, 100% इज रिसाइकल्ड, राइट? सो इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ दिस काइंड ऑफ एन अरेंजमेंट यू डू नॉट सी सिक्लिकलिटी इन द प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी ऑफ दिस कंपनी. प्लस इसके ग्रोथ ड्राइवर में सबसे बड़ा ड्राइवर पॉलिसी मेकर्स से आ रहा है, बिकॉज जो प्लास्टिक के बैग्स है, policy makers are coming up with regulations that the FMCG companies, the e-commerce companies have to just do away with those plastic bags. So that's why Shubham Papers, MK Ventures has bought decent stakes in this company. So this looks like a very promising stock if you're interested in SME companies, right? So the last company is BEML. Abacus fund of Sunil Singhania has invested in this company in the month of July. ये company heavy machinery and defense equipment बनाती है. तो ये crown lifters होते हैं, या फिर ground lifter, तो it's name of one of the companies in this space. Lifters होते हैं, cranes होते हैं. That is what this company manufactures. It has an order book of 16,000 crore, which is 6x FY26 sales. 65% orders come from metro. Around 25% order comes from, or order book is from, defense equipment, right? So order book of 16,000 crore, which is 6x FY26 sales, right? इसके clients जो है Coal India है, Indian Railways है, तो mining वगैरह के जो heavy equipments है, that is what this company manufactures. इसका PE जो है वो थोड़ा optically ज़्यादा दिख रहा है, 80 का PE, but the fact that this company is coming from a downtrend, मतलब एक upcycle शुरू होने वाला. If you look at companies like Imco Elecon, if you go through con calls of companies like Ace Construction, you see a kind of an uptrend in these equipment equipment makers, heavy machinery equipment makers. So that is what this company, that's why the PE of this company looks on the higher side. तो working capital cycle थोड़ा stretched है क्योंकि B2B clients के साथ काम करती है. तो this is the natural risk in this business model. So these are not stock recommendations. These are just educational videos. Please do a level 2 analysis on your part before you invest in these companies. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.